Ladies and gentlemen, this is Oscar Mike here, bringing you another EU4 guide with rhymes and delay. Today we play as the Byzantines and Ironman and very hard, so let's get right into it. So this is on a scale of difficulty, we're certainly upping the ante a little bit here. This is not an easy thing to pull off. You can see I'm just running through my opening moves. I'm going to expand administration in Constantinople. I'm going to move my merchant to Constantinople from Aleppo, assign my estates. Pretty basic stuff, and yeah, we're gonna seize land and pick whatever mission. Expanding base production in Moria sounds about fine. Put military focus, and we are gonna recruit 2 Eastern Knights and 1 infantry in Greece and 1 galley in Constantinople. Now you may be thinking to yourself, why 2 cavalry, 1 infantry? Why not 3 infantry? Isn't that a little cheaper? Well, no, it's got to be 2 cavalry and 1 infantry, and I'll explain why a little later in the video. So we have sold 1 ship to our vassal, Athens, and we are going to sell the other trade ship as well. That's going to start us off with about 40 gold extra, which is going to really help us out. And we're just about ready to unpause. Yeah, I'm going to move my army over from Constantinople to southern Greece straight away. And the reason for that is we want to declare war and take Arta from our first neighbor. Now, you can't always pull this off 100% successfully. The earliest you can declare war is, I think it's 11th or 12th of December. 12th of December, I think. And sometimes they like to ally themselves with Genoa or Venice or the Papal State. Yeah, Epirus. Aha, yeah. As I was speaking, they have allied themselves with Albania. So we're not going to be able to do that. So that's the first problem we ran into with this guide. We wanted to be able to declare war on them. We would have taken Arta. We would have vassalized them and got some war reparations and money. It would have been nice to be able to execute that. But we're not going to be able to do that this time. So that is going to make this run a little bit more difficult, make things a little more spicy. But I'm not worried. I've done this several times now, and I'm pretty much capable of adapting on the fly. So, yeah, we're assigning estates here. We forgot about them at the very start. This is pretty basic stuff. Don't really need to go over it. It'll pretty much look the same on any start if you're playing with Byzantines. So what are the salient sort of differences between playing the Byzantine start on very hard versus normal? Well, I'll tell you, they're pretty important. So the Ottomans have a much bigger army, a much bigger navy. Oh yeah, and by the way, everyone hates you. Planning getting an alliance with Hungary? Yeah, forget about it. Not going to happen. So we are going to try and get an alliance with Serbia. That's about it. The Serbs and the Wallachians, I believe it's pronounced, kind of hate each other, so we're not going to be able to get an alliance with both of them. But we should be able to get an alliance with Serbia, which is going to help us out a little bit, and I'll show you why in a moment. Also forgot to mention, we're recruiting as many galleys as we can in every province that we can at all times. We need a really big fleet to be able to pull this off. Do not be afraid of taking out loans. To execute this strategy, you're going to have to take out an ungodly amount of loans. We are going to have to run our economy really hot. And just pray that we can end the war before we become bankrupt. Bankruptcy is a bit of a risk with strategy. Yeah. And I forgot to mention, yeah, edict in Constantinople is a good idea to protect trade there. But although in a moment we're going to be filling all our excess monarch power into improving the base production and base taxes of Constantinople. So yeah, we get the royal marriage of Serbia, and in a moment we should be able to ally with Serbia. I'm just keeping an eye on the Ottoman troops here in Greece because there's certain movements they can do which are good tells about what they're planning to do with you. I mean, the Ottomans certainly recognize the fact that they have a big, a big military advantage over you. So, yeah. Thinking about royal marriage, Valachia, not really necessary. We're just going to focus on that alliance with Serbia. If you're thinking you want to ally yourselves with Poland, Austria, and Hungary will be my guess, but bearing in mind that is purely aspirational. On very hard difficulty, it is practically impossible to get an alliance with either one of them. We're just going to have to make do with Serbia. So we're going to be on our own for this guide. We're very close. Just need a couple more boosting our relations with Serbia, and we should be good to go. Yeah, in certain situations, if it's like absolutely necessary, you can hire like a diplomatic advisor for increased diplomatic, there we go, diplomatic reputation and get the alliance sooner, but we're not really in dire straits at this time, so we do have a moment. So why ally Serbia? Are we going to call him into the war? No. We're just trying to build up our troops to deter the Ottomans from attacking us. Now, take a look at what has happened next to Constantinople. If you look in the corner of your eye, all of a sudden, the Ottomans have moved 2 armies very suspiciously next to our capital. So, yeah, so they're going to attack us within about 2 months. So we've got to act fast. So I'm recruiting an admiral, gathering up my fleet. But if they attack us now, we are done for. Do not think you can achieve this achieve this objective by fighting the Ottomans in a situation like this. So what we're doing now is we're going to recruit mercenaries. And we're not recruiting mercenaries to fight right now. We're recruiting mercenaries to increase our balance of power over the Ottomans. And we hope that we can deter the Ottomans from attacking a little while longer. That is the name of the game here. So we're taking out an inordinate amount of loans once again. Wouldn't be Oscar Mike Guide without nearly bankrupting our economy. It's just the way things go. Yeah, on a different difficulty level, maybe you'd be able to avoid completely destroying your economy. But no, we are going to have to take out those loans. So recruiting as many mercenaries as we can. We're going to recruit these ones as well as soon as we can. We did have to cancel our ship production in Greece in order to get these mercenaries out. Yeah, no alliances there, no alliances with Hungary either. Yeah, so we've recruited 2 mercenaries. We've brought our army up to about 20,000. I'm taking a look at the Ottomans. Now, you see, we've got movement. That is a good sign. We've got 20,000 troops. We've got alliance with Serbia. We're building up a big navy. The Ottomans are leaving now. We have successfully deterred the Ottomans for now. So I'm going to keep that army for a little bit. It is costing us an ungodly amount of army maintenance, being that high over the army force limits modifier. And of course they're more expensive because they're mercenaries. But that's fine. We've been able to deter the Ottomans attacking. And if you are able to do this very hard without having to hire those mercenaries and deter the Ottomans from attacking you, great. But I have found there's no consistent, repeatable way of doing this without that strategy of recruiting those mercenaries. It costs a lot, it is painful, and I'm thinking about disbanding these mercenaries now. Yeah, we'll have to do it, or else if we don't disband those now, we're going to go bankrupt. So hopefully the Ottomans won't move their troops in position around Constantinople again. If they do, we're going to have to hire more mercenaries to deter them again, and so the cycle continues. We just need to deter the Ottomans for long enough for them to go wandering off into Anatolia and declare war on one of those minor factions. That's the strategy. And as soon as they do that, that is going to trigger a flurry of activity from us. So yeah, just speeding up time for the meantime. Yeah, we have this. I guess we can increase our base production in Moria now. Although we're not going to have enough. Any money is good money. Yeah, taking out a lot of loan. Keep building those galleys. Runs and papers. So how many galleys do you want? Interesting question. There's not really a set amount, just enough. Really, you want at least 17? No, 15. Just build as many as you can. Just keep galley production more or less constant. Build another one there. As many as possible, because we are going to have to defeat the Ottoman fleet here. Not going to be able to do this guide without that. And we've got our army. We've kept one mercenary unit available, because that's the one with a good general. And just keep marshalling up a fleet. Yeah, nothing too complicated. Yeah. And, oh yeah, one thing I forgot to mention. We have this time been building a spy network in Ottomans, because we want that as high as possible, so for when we do go to war with the Ottomans, we'll be able to siege down their main fortification next to the capital as soon as possible. Yeah, because spy networks do increase speed progression. And we are going to plow this diplomatic power into base production, get that extra bit of money, extra loyalty. Still building galleys. Yeah, nothing special here. Pretty much on autopilot at the moment. And yeah, since we set our national focus into military, we should be able to out-tech the Ottomans very narrowly. But not for long. Aha, there we go. So Ottomans are doing their thing. They were going to attack us, they decided not to, because we built those mercenaries and expanded some of them, so now we are going to transport all our troops over to Constantinople, and you probably have a fairly good idea what we're going to do here. This is a very familiar strat. People have been using this for a long time, so it's only a very slight variation of the strat that you would do this on normal difficulty or on previous patches. And yeah, keep those mercenaries coming. We are going to recruit a lot of mercenaries to pull this off. And transport all my troops over to Constantinople. And we're going to need a big army. If you can get away with this without recruiting mercenaries, think again. You're going to need as many troops as possible. Probably going to want to have close to 25,000 troops sieging down the Ottoman fortification next to the Sea of Marmara. And yeah, we're already losing a huge amount of money. So yeah, loans. We're going to be taking out an enormous amount of loans. So keep ferrying those troops across. And yeah, I mentioned earlier we recruited 2 cavalry and 1 infantry at the start. We are going to need those cavalry because there's a high chance we're going to actually have to fight the Ottomans in a pitched battle. Doesn't always happen. Might not happen this time, but whether it does or not, I'll explain what to do in that situation. Yeah. It would have been nice to take that province Arthur at the start and vassalize Epirus, but yeah, we're able to. Unfortunately, that's just the way the cookie crumbles, so. Look at that balance, minus 20 per month. That is insane. That is absolutely insane. Yeah. I don't even know, like, I could number crunch chat. We're, like, running a deficit of, like, 200% of, I guess, GDP per annum at the moment. It is an insane amount. So sometimes you can get lucky and get a military advisor that increases your land force limits. If you do, you should definitely pick that up at this stage. We unfortunately did not, so we picked up a military advisor to reduce land maintenance costs. Not nearly as good, but we'll still take them. Because that will allow us to tech slightly faster than the Ottomans to military tech level 4, which may be necessary because we may have to fight the Ottomans once. Yeah, so as you can see, we have... Good gracious, we have 27,000 troops, 11,000 regular, and 16,000 mercenaries. Yeah, we are going to be taking out a lot of loans. So why do we need so many troops? Why not just attack the Ottomans while their troops are in the east? Well, the Ottomans can cross that strait, the Sea of Marmara, no problem for them. They have 2 occupied provinces on the right and left banks. So we have to have enough troops in that all-important fortification deter the Ottomans from trying to fight that battle, and that requires us to have about 27,000 troops. It isn't very hard difficulty. They are going to be extremely aggressive. If they think they have a small chance of winning, they're going to take that battle. So yeah, I wouldn't do this with less than 27,000 troops. We declare war, and it's time to move. So we're going to win that first battle. Initially, we have 25 ships. That should be about enough. We have a decent admiral. We're going to immediately do a naval bombardment to break down those fortifications, and we're going to pray to Jesus that we get some decent siege rolls here, because here comes the Ottoman fleet in the Aegean. Okay, so if we lose this battle, it's over. Try again, but we are going to win it. We have 17 galleys. Yeah, that's from more or less constant galley production. Looks like we decent rolls. We have a good admiral. Already 5 of our galleys have withdrawn. Should be okay. It's looking a bit close actually. And we got a plague outbreak in our siege, so that's not good. This naval battle is going to be close, but I mean, look, we have 8 galleys still available at high HP, and they only have 4 merchant ships. So although the morale does look a bit deceptive, I think we are going to be just about okay. Yeah, we're going to win this. So that's the first important battle you have to win. And you see the Ottomans have 14,000 troops here ready. They can cross that strait easily. But because we've stacked so many troops in that province, they're not going to try it. If we had any less troops, they probably would try it. And to be honest, they would probably win. Although obviously, when we're going to go bankrupt if we have to keep this, these 26,000 troops. 26,000 troops for any length of time. There is, do you see that? Another disease outbreak on that fortification. So, yeah. Okay, well, hopefully we don't get a third one. So, come on. There we go. Excellent. Okay, so it's looking good so far. We're going to detach all our troops, and we're going to try and siege down their 2 fortifications in sort of the Greece region as soon as possible. Yeah, and we are going to have to disband some of these mercenaries because, again, bankruptcy is coming. We are going to go bankrupt very quickly here, so I'm just making sure I disband the mercenaries with the crappy leaders and keep the good leaders in case we have to fight the Ottomans. Just doing a bit slower here because I don't want to make a big mistake at this stage. So we've got Sea of Marmara successfully blockaded. We're not going to be able to transfer their troops across that sea, but here's a caveat here. The Ottomans can get military access through sort of the Ukraine region pretty easily. They don't always do it, but sometimes they do. And if that happens, they're going to send a big, like, 25,000 man army through across sort of the Black Sea region, and they're going to head down to the Ottoman capital next to Constantinople. And assuming you've successfully sieged it down by that point, they will try and unsiege it. And if that happens, we're going to have to recruit a large stack of mercenaries, send all our troops, hopefully with the Athenians attached, and trying to feed them in a battle, which is eminently doable, provided you got to military tech level 4 quicker than they did, and provided you recruited those extra cavalry at the start. So we should have 3 cavalry instead of 1. And if you do get that military tech level lead, which you should do, that tech lead will only last for like 3 months max, because the Ottomans start with a very good leader. You take the battle and defeat him there, and so I'm going to move a couple transport ships to keep an eye on sort of that Ukrainian region, and if I see those Ottoman troops transferring, then that's when I've got to be really careful. It might happen. If it does happen, we should be able to win it, provided we've timed this correctly. If it doesn't happen, then this guide will be a lot easier. I've done it both ways. I've won this with them transferring their troops, and I've won this with them not. So we're just going to keep an eye out and see what happens. Oh, it's taking more and more loans. Our sieges are going down pretty well. I'm not even going to think about blockading the Ottoman ports. Forget about it, not worth it. They still have a big fleet here. Moldova is doing something. I'm really paranoid because as soon as these Ottoman troops come across, I'm gonna have to do something. Do something really special. Although we are close to military tech level 4, so if they are going to make their move, it should be right about now. So I'm going to keep looking up and checking, because I don't want to be surprised by those Ottomans. And checking to see if the Ottomans have acquired military access through these sort of Caucasus regions yet. Yeah, everything's looking okay. Sieging down. Occupying these provinces and sieging down these fortifications. Got the Sea of Marmara blockaded, and we are keeping all our ships. We're repairing what ships we can, but keeping that all-important naval blockade of the Sea of Marmara. Don't be tempted to move your fleet from that naval region, because the Ottomans still have a big fleet left. And again, if you lose a naval battle, you're basically done. Yeah. Another siege has been broken, so we're going to occupy these provinces as soon as possible. Yeah, things are looking pretty good. We can still lose. It's still very easy to lose from this point. Got our naval blockade up. And we are losing a lot of money. There we go. So that's the Ottoman capital gone. No sign of the Ottomans yet. Another naval battle here in the Sea of Marmara. Well, that one should be fairly straightforward. I don't think we're going to have much trouble. It's interesting they choose to fight here, because we actually have a good admiral with a good trait now. We have 17 galleys. As you see, they only have 6 galleys yet. There's no way they're winning that. The Ottomans do start off with 2 heavy ships, I think. But they usually don't attach their heavy ships to their main fleet, which is really weird behavior from the AI there, but it is something you can exploit to your advantage. Yeah, so the Ottomans are fighting their wars in the east of all factions, and we are just slowly occupying down all these Ottoman provinces. Yeah, so things are going pretty well. Post-military tech level 4. If the Ottomans were going to move across the Ukrainian region and enter Greece, they would be doing it about now. I suspect they haven't been able to get the military access due to poor diplomatic relations. There's military tech level 4. So yeah, I don't think they're going to come this time, because they're still at war in the east and they're bogged down, and they probably screwed up their diplomacy with the nations they need military access to transfer the troops across. But if they did, they would go to Edirne and try and siege that down. All we would do is recruit a bunch of mercenaries, make sure we had more troops than they had, try and hire a morale or discipline advisor for the battle, and take that engagement right about now or earlier, when we had just received military tech level 4, and made sure we had the military tech level advantage. Cruelty of mercenaries. I don't actually like these ones. Mercenary maintenance, that's actually really bad for us, but I don't think we can afford to lose a prestige hit and the national revolt. So those mercenaries we have hired are going to cost a lot more. No, so what another question you may have in your mind, well, you're going further and further into debt. How are you going to dig yourself out of this hole? Why don't you just sack? And there's a naval battle here, actually, you're going to have to deal with that. Just a few ships are just going to stand. So why don't you just disband all your mercenaries now, right? I mean, the Ottomans haven't come, seemingly. Yeah, we'll take the military part. Ottomans haven't come around into Greece. It's costing a lot of money. Bankruptcy is a real issue. Why don't you disband all your mercenaries? Well, I'll tell you why we don't. Because it's very hard difficulty. The AI is super aggressive. The AI is really big armies, and the Venetians may declare war on you whilst fighting the Ottomans. Yes, that can happen. And not just the Venetians, the other factions also. So you don't want to completely destroy your army. You want to keep as many troops as possible to deter any other third party from attacking you. Because if the Venetians were to declare war on me now, well, that's it. They're gonna they'll be able to defeat your fleet in the Sea of Marmara, and then the Ottomans will come pouring across. So yeah, don't be tempted to disband most of your troops. Keep as many troops as you can. We're going to run very close to the margins of bankruptcy, but we just want to stop those pesky Venetians from ganging up on us while we're fighting the Ottomans. Let's see here. I think I will have to disband some troops, so I'll disband those mercenaries. I mean, now that we've got all their provinces occupied, and we've defeated their fleet twice, so we have a powerful fleet, and keep maybe one mercenary unit up. Because of all that, I think we have successfully deterred the Venetians from attacking us, and I do not believe the Ottomans have got the necessary military access to sort of have a last stand battle in Greece. Let's see, what's our interest at? Getting pretty high. Protect trade ships in Constantinople. Why not? We need all the money we can get. The Athenians are being really brave, crossing the Dardanelles to occupy some provinces, and then very promptly scooting on out of there. Very brave in their behalf. Summon a diet here. So I think, so long as we don't go bankrupt, and so long as those Athenians don't declare war on us, I think we are doing pretty well. I increased the base production a bit in Constantinople, just because, again, our economy is in absolute shambles. I'm going to send my cogs back to just keep an eye, make sure we don't have some surprises from the Ottomans here. The Ottomans are slowly rebuilding their fleet, so I'm going to try and keep our fleet consolidated in that. Okay, remember I was mentioning earlier how the Ottomans actually do have heavy ships, but they like to not consolidate it with their main fleet? Well, we just ran into one of their heavy ships off the coast of Crimea, and they're taking down one of our transports. But I'm so concerned about the Ottomans getting some fluke naval victory, I'm not going to bother trying to destroy that heavy ship. I'm just going to recall my transport ships and ignore that issue for now. I'm going to sack my military advisor, because, I mean, he's costing too much. The only bad things that can happen right now... Yeah, I know the Ottomans aren't going to go attack us by traversing Ukraine, because they've got their troops here stacked on the west. That must mean, yeah, they've defeated the factions in the east, so they're now just at war with us. Some diplomat power. We're not going to be able to peace out the Ottomans yet. We're going to have to wait a little while longer. And I'm throwing all my excess diplomatic power into boosting base production in Constantinople, and I'm throwing all my excess administrative power into boosting stability, two things that will help our economy out in the very short term. It's 1451. They have one heavy ship there and 7 galleys. Not enough to defeat our fleet. Yeah, I think we've done it. Maybe. We've sacked all the mercenaries. And I think now we're actually at the stage where even if the Venetians attacked us, we should be okay. I'm going to ask for money here. So, might as well improve relations with Venus. Yeah, so I think maybe, just maybe, we have pulled this one off. Not much money, but we have. There goes our air. Replaced with equally crappy air. Let's assign our crappy air to an army. Hopefully he'll die then. We can replace him. Taking out more loans. War score is slowly ticking up. We're probably going to have to wait until that gets to 25. So, the Ottomans are tough negotiators, and they recognize that they have so many more troops than you. They're not liable to peace out easy. Oh my god, our interest rate is at 4.14 already. That is insane. Considering our income's only 7.71 per month, so our monthly interest is close to our total income. Well, I told you folks, we're going to be taking out a lot of loans. We're going to be pushing our economy, and I did not lie. Yeah, I'm just going to speed up here, speed up time a bit, making sure nothing crazy happens. So yeah, the Serbians were attacked by Hungary, but we just ignored that. They wanted to call us into that war, but we very wisely declined to do that. I don't think so. We can afford the diplomatic hit. Now, if you take a look, just let me finish. We'll put some military part, and I'll get our 7-level expanded administration in. So if you look at Corfu, Venetians have done something that's making me a little bit concerned. If you notice, they have parked 16,000 troops into Corfu. Now, I don't think they did that. They didn't do that because they're planning to declare war on me. Because that's technically adjacent to an Ottoman province, even though it's occupied by me. So that is not a tell that they want to declare war on me. But they did that probably to deal with some rebels, or something happened that we missed. Probably some rebels in Corfu. But even still, that size of an army, so close to our borders, from a very powerful faction who I know loves declaring war on us, is causing me some concern. So I'm going to keep my army a little bit closer to that, ready to move it into Yanya in case we have to fight a battle there. War score at 58%, slowly ticking down. I'm going to keep my army in Yanya there. I am very concerned, but I know from experience the Venetians love declaring war on you super early, and we have had some Ottoman peasants rise up. Yeah, so that's a problem, because that's going to affect our balance of power with Venetians and may tempt the Venetians to declare war. So we're going to try and kill that as soon as possible. I don't think the Ottomans are going to want to peace out just yet. Let's see here. Check our core provinces. So we want all our cores. No. So we're going to have to keep on fighting. And I say fighting, what I really mean is waiting. Just wait for as long as possible. Yeah. Defeat these pesky rebels. They are actually Ottoman rebels. You can see the 105 discipline. So yeah, they actually do inflict quite a lot of damage on us. But I think we need to kill them, because I mean, they're sieging down. They're going to affect our war score with the Ottomans. You can see they took Sofia as well, so yeah, it's going to be a problem. But that oftentimes does actually happen, so you have to be prepared for that. Yeah, so in terms of our peace with the Ottomans, we want all our cores, and we want war reparations, and then whatever extra money they have left over, but it occurs in that priority. Now, one of the advantages playing on very hard difficulty is that the Ottomans get super crazy bonus modifiers to their income and production. So they're really rich and very hard, is what I'm trying to say. And because they're rich, if we do get war reparations from them, then that is going to give us an enormous amount of money, which is going to help us pay down the mountain of debt we've had to go into to pull this off. We should be getting close now. It's 1453, around about when you want to finish this. Reoccupy Sofia, which should occur now. Yep. And it looks like the Athenians are going to reinforce us, so then we can take out these rebels. And once that's done, I think all of the major hurdles have been overcome, provided, again, we don't have some late, last-minute Venetian declaration of war on us. I'm going to move my army back to Yanya. Yep, things are looking okay. Take out more loans. We're going to take out loans to repay our old loans. All our cores. So what do we need? We need this and that. Not yet. Let's see here. Yeah, I'll recruit a little more troops, and the reason I'm doing that is... Okay. I thought Serbia was already at war. Yeah, they were at war, but I don't... It's a new war if it's opened up, so I think that's... Yeah, so we're not calling to arms. I got that wrong. I saw them at war earlier, but they didn't call us in, so now they've called us in and we just declined that. We only allied Serbia to deter the Ottomans from attacking us. That's the limit of basically our diplomatic moves for the purposes of this playthrough. So, just speeding up time, slowly ticking down. Another hit to prestige there. We are getting there. Very slowly. Slowly but surely. Slow and steady wins the race. 62%. Need all the money we can get. Yeah, I think we've done it. Looking good. That's all our cores selected. So you may be thinking, well, why not take more of their territory? Why just stop at the cores? Because you need the war reparations to... otherwise, I mean, if we don't get the war reparations, we're going to be so deeply indebted that, I mean, I wouldn't know how you progress from here. So ideally with these guys, want to not just get ourselves off to a great start, but also ensure that we have the ability to continue on with the playthrough if we want. So more loans. We should be very close now. 1455. Just waiting on the war score to tick down. We're at 24, so 2 more months, maybe? Maybe that should do us. Need more loans. Come on. 1 more month. Renewing all those loans. Will they accept war reparations? That's how much money we can get, but 600. $560. So we should be able to get war reparations, and maybe a couple hundred would be a nice start. Okay. 116 roundabout. Yeah, that's not too bad. We could take that now. because we have gained all the war score we can, we're not going to add to war score unless we start winning battles. So yeah, as you can see, it's not moving from... oh, we have our... yeah, I usually go for this one, reduce cavalry cost, army tradition. Seems like the way to go. Yeah, so we're not gonna, unless we want to fight the Ottomans, maybe fight another naval... We could fight a couple more naval battles and boost our war score a little higher. That's the only real way we can do it. We've extracted all we can from like occupying, so we're not gonna get higher. So I think, yeah, I think we take this. We get all our cores. We get war reparations. We get 160 gold. Yeah, let's do it. There it is, folks. Proving that Phoenix rises. Damn straight Phoenix rises. Rome is back. Oh, and look at the bankruptcy. You said we were not at risk of bankruptcy. Now that is a bug, actually. We're not at risk of bankruptcy. That is, yeah, that's just a bug. It'll take a couple months for that to disappear. Yeah, so if you were wondering, can you defeat the Ottomans on very hard difficulty? Is there a repeatable strategy that you can employ to pull that off? The answer is yes, there is. And oh my goodness, 12.2% inflation. Good gracious. We're only 11 years in. Oh my goodness, yeah, destroy these fortifications. We'll keep that fortification. We're gonna have to do everything we can to keep our economy afloat. Well, folks, this was Oscar Mike with another EU4 stock with Byzantines. I hope you enjoyed. Don't know if I want to continue with this run. Probably not. Might do it offline and not record it. But yeah, there it is, folks. I hope you enjoyed watching this, and I also hope you have a great day. So yeah, this was a lot of fun. Hopefully I'll have more guides coming out soon, and thanks for watching.